Hello and welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to talk about my bone broth fast that I have planned this week. My name is Jessica Wolf. As of July 1st, I decided to go carnivore, and each week I have been doing little mini challenges, 3-day challenges. And this week my plan was a bone broth challenge. And with the bone broth challenge, I was struggling. And so I thought maybe I'll do one day and then eat normal and then do another day. And this morning I really sat down and started going through all my numbers. One of the things I've been doing is tracking my calories, my grams of fat, my grams of protein, and obviously my grams of carbs. And as I was going through, I was realizing, even though while I was doing mini challenges, and with those mini challenges, I was eating a low number of calories. On the days that I wasn't doing those challenges, I was doing refeeding days and adding extra calories in. I thought I was adding enough calories in. I was wondering why I was struggling so badly, because I've done the bone broth fast. I've done this many times where I use bone broth to I don't even really call it a bone broth fast. I don't consider it fasting when I'm having calories, because I use bone broth if I'm doing a long fast. If I'm doing a 3-day fast, water fast, I will use bone broth to break my fast, to ease into digesting foods and helping support coming out of my fast. So I use bone broth in the past as a supported fast. So if you rewind 10 years ago, when I started keto, not even knowing it was keto, and started doing intermittent fasting, I would have broth to help extend my fast to get me to 2 days or 3 days when I wasn't used to fasting. So I've done bone broth fast in the past to help support and get me through those extended periods before I was able to tolerate the 3-day water fast. This week I was really struggling, and I was assuming maybe it was because of my cycle or something to do with that, but I decided I was going to go through, since I'm tracking my calories and protein and fats, I'm like, I'm going to see how many calories. Not that I do really do calorie counting, but I do track everything, because if I don't track anything, I don't know where I'm at. So I was doing my averages for the week, and I put it all in a spreadsheet. And the first week when I was doing a sardine fast, my average number of calories per day, only 1,200. That's pretty low considering the amount of walking that I do and the amount of exercise that I get in. Then when I did the protein sparing modified fast week, where I knew it was going to be lower, but I also had refeeding days in there, I was still only averaging under 900 calories a day, which is not great. My average protein was higher for that time period, but it was just barely breaking 100 grams per day. And my goal is, I'm conservative on my goal. My goal is only 120 grams of protein a day, because I know for a fact I have not been getting enough protein in. So I wanted to set a lower, more realistic goal, and I'm still struggling to meet that. So I'm working on trying to meet that, even doing these mini challenges. And then this last week, during my fat fast, I averaged about 90 grams of protein a day. So I had just a little bit less, and I had, again, about 1,200 calories. So I had more calories. I am just at the point, I don't think I'm eating enough calories. I'm hungry. It's just, I'm hungry. Doing the bone broth fast is not working. I'm not eating. I'm just come down to the conclusion, I'm not eating enough on my refeeding days. So I need to eat more. So instead of doing the bone broth fast, although I attempted, I made it about 30 hours or so, and then I ate, and then I was going to do the bone broth again. And while I was drinking my bone broth, I'm like, I'm going to figure out my calories. And after I figured out my calories, I'm like, no, I am not averaging enough calories a day for, I'm not doing enough eating on my refeeding days. So I'm not averaging enough calories. I need to feed my body. So that's what I'm going to do. So just this is one of the reasons why it is very important to track, and to track something. Like I said, I don't really keep track of calories, but on average, I should be getting more than 900 to 1200 a day, especially for the amount of exercise I am getting exercise minutes in. I use my Apple Watch to track my exercise, and I'm getting 30 minutes of exercise in 4 or 5 times a week without scheduling or even pressing on my watch that I'm doing an exercise, just with the amount of walking and amount of times I go up and down stairs. And I get on my mini trampoline. I love my mini trampoline, and I will be on the phone and jumping on that just out of habit. I just like the movement, and I walk around while I'm on different calls. So I am constantly, I feel like I'm constantly moving anytime I don't have to be at a desk. So I do get a fair amount of movement in, and that I don't have that on the tracker that I'm using. I don't have that take out or add in extra calories or take out those calories that I'm supposedly burning off. So I do feel I should be eating more calories than this on a daily basis. And I feel that's probably why I'm struggling when I'm sitting there going, I'm on week 4 of doing these challenges. I need to focus on upping my calories. And again, I knew I wasn't eating enough protein. I know I should be over 100 grams, and I'm having a hard time getting over 100 grams. I've had this struggle on protein, trying to get enough protein in many other times. So this is nothing new to me. I know this is a struggle, but that's one of the things when switching to carnivore. I was like, I knew I was going to do these different challenges. I knew I was going to have to keep track of protein. So now I just decided to sit down, put it all in a spreadsheet so I could do a week review at a time to see where I am on average. Because when I know what I'm doing in my 3-day challenges, I know there was a group I'm in that people were asking, well, I can't hit my macros during these 3-day challenges. There's a reason. You're not going to hit your macros. And one of them was doing a water fast. I'm like, well, you're not going to hit any macros when you're doing a water fast because you're not consuming any calories. You're not consuming any macros. So that you're not going to hit those. But over a period of a week, you should know on average what your goals are. And that's one thing you do want to do. You want to switch things up. So you're keeping your body guessing, even for workouts. You want to switch up the workouts. You want to switch up the times of the workouts. You want to switch up what you're eating. You want to switch up the times that you're eating. I believe in intermittent fasting. Now, there are certain people that will go do a 16-8 where they're fasting for 16 hours and eating within an 8-hour window, and they just keep that steady fasting time. And I believe in switching up your fast. So there are times I'll do a 12-hour fast, and then there'll be times I do a 15-hour fast or an 18-hour fast. And I keep switching it up, and I will eat at different times of the day. Sometimes I eat from breakfast till lunch. Sometimes it's lunch till supper. Sometimes it's just an afternoon. Sometimes 1 meal a day. I switch it up so my body is constantly guessing, and that has worked well for me, where if I feel I need to eat, I go ahead and eat. I'm not going to guilt myself or make myself feel horrible for, oh, I missed I missed my fasting window by an hour, or I missed it by 2 hours. Just like doing this bone broth fast, I'm not going to beat myself up over it, because yes, it was my plan. That's what I wanted to do. But obviously my body is telling me I need something else. I need more, because I was starting to feel tired yesterday afternoon, and I haven't felt that for quite a while. And I was up early this morning, and so like I knew that there's something you need to listen to your body. More than anything else, you need to listen to your body, no matter what type of diet you're going through, no matter what type of eating plan you're following. You need to give yourself grace. You need to know that there's times you need to make adjustments. You need to know when to make those adjustments. And I'm not saying that you'll never struggle, because I've struggled on some of the other challenges, but this was a different kind of struggle. This was a different kind of feeling, where I was hungry, and I even right after I finished bone broth, having a cup of bone broth, I was still hungry. So I added a tablespoon of butter and made bulletproof bone broth. I'm like, well, that'll help me. No, it didn't. I even felt more hungry. I'm like, okay, I obviously need something else. And just looking at my numbers, I need to eat more. So that's what I'm going to do for the rest of the week. I will save the bone broth challenge for another time. I'll do that in August. Because now is just not the time, after doing 3 other weeks of different types of fast and seeing where I probably wasn't eating enough for 3 weeks. My body needs some recovery time. So I'm going to allow my body to do that and take that time and recover. And we'll work on the bone broth challenge in August. So that'll definitely be I know that's one of the challenges that I want to do yet. And I also plan on doing an egg fast challenge. So I'm planning on that for August as well. So that is my update for the week. I know my plan was to do bone broth and clean up the fridge before we go on vacation. And now it looks like I'm probably going to have to do a small grocery trip before I leave for vacation, although I was hoping to avoid that. So unless I decide to do sardines, I have enough of those if I want to do sardines and chicken, but I really don't feel like doing those anymore. After doing those for a few weeks, I'm kind of tired of sardines after doing that for 3 days the first week. So that is just an update I wanted to share. So anytime you're doing any of these types of challenges, be prepared, listen to your body, give yourself some grace. I know depending on what challenge you're doing, you're going to have some detoxing going on, and there's always things that you can do to help support yourself. In my case, I was drinking my electrolytes, so I knew it wasn't being low on electrolytes. I was doing bone broth, so I was supporting any type of fast. I added butter, and that didn't help me like it normally does. And like I said, I've done the bone broth challenges before. I have done bone broth fasts where I've done just bone broth even without butter for 5 days. Anytime I was hungry, I would just have bone broth. I did not feel like this, and I did not feel this drained and tired like I did yesterday. So I decided I needed to listen to my body. When I went through my calories and realized where I'm at, so far this week, I am again extremely low on calories so far this week. Well, part of it is because I was doing bone broth, which is only 15 calories in a cup. So I need to do some refeeding, and so I can build some muscle that I'm working on, because I'm lifting weights and I'm doing my mini rebounder or mini trampoline. So definitely need to be doing some refeeding. And so I'll be working on that the rest of the week. And with refeeding, we'll see how that shifts my results, if it shifts it at all, or if it really helps improve. So hopefully it just helps improve, because I was having these hunger pains. So hopefully my refeeding for this week will just help with my improvements. So we'll see. That'll be my next update. We'll be going with my results on my 4th week of carnivore and how that goes. So thank you for joining me. Make sure you subscribe so you can get my latest updates, and turn on that little bell notification so you are alerted anytime I have a new upload, or if I decide to go live as I'm going through and doing these videos. All right, thank you.